What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fish and Friends with Danny and Gina. Gina won't be joining us tonight, but I'm Danny. And man, have I missed you guys. It's been a little while since I've had a live stream. A lot has been going on. I got a lot to share. So glad I could finally live stream tonight. Because I swear it's probably been almost a month since I've live streamed, if not an entire month. And yeah, I think I might have live streamed only one time this year so far. So it's good to be back. It's good to see you guys. If you're here, say something in chat so I know you're here. I got a couple people watching, but nobody said anything yet. So first things first, I'm probably going to be switching up the days of the live stream. And I might just be I might just be cutting Gina out of the show. Just being honest with you, like nothing's wrong between Gina and I. Working with her has been fantastic. Gina's just the best, and it's great, working with her. And I wish we could still live stream together, but unfortunately, just with our schedule and stuff, it's just not really gonna work. But we have recently hired a new manager for just like our closing manager, like leader on duty, key holder sort of position. So we're pretty much fully staffed as far as the store goes. We've also recently, over the last several weeks and stuff, lost all of our groomers, which same thing happened when I worked at Pet Supplies Plus too. Once like one groomer got fired or quit, they just kind of all started doing the same thing. And some of them transferred and all that stuff. But either way, we don't have any groomers right now. We only have a couple bathers. Just had an interview today with a potential groomer, and it seemed like the interview went really well. So, hopefully we end up hiring her. But with the new schedule and stuff, it's probably just not going to work for Gina and I to, consistently have the same night off, just because of our responsibilities and all that. So I'll probably be switching the stream over to Wednesday nights. I'm going to think about it. Because typically I'm going to have like every Wednesday and Friday off. And I'm pretty busy on Friday nights. So Wednesday nights is probably what it's going to be on. Yeah. I might change up the time too. We'll see. Because Thursday morning I have to wake up pretty early. So I might not want to do a live stream from 8 to 10. I might want to do like a 7 to 9. Or maybe even just switch it up and only do an hour instead of 2 hours. Since the show is not necessarily split between Gina and I won't always have something to talk about for 2 hours. But tonight I definitely do. So I hope some more people start joining us soon. I said, I know it's been a while since I live streamed, and my overall viewership had kind of been going down over the last period of me live streaming anyway. So I almost decided that maybe I wasn't going to do live streaming again for a while. Just because people just kind of seemed tired with what I had going on. Or people just kind of forgot about me or whatever, which it's fine. No, it is what it is. Like, YouTube is a hard game where, you got to keep pushing and keep battling or whatever and fight the algorithm. And I just don't care. I don't care that much about fighting the algorithm. This is more about just me being able to, have my own personal story of, saved videos and things like that. I do it more for me versus doing it for anybody else. But let me go ahead and get started on a lot of the things I have to share. So, since this show is Fish and Friends, first things first, we're going to start with fish. So, I have set up a saltwater aquarium. I believe the last live stream I had, I mentioned it and I talked about it a little bit. I don't remember if I showed any pictures of it, but this is what it looks like right now. The glass is a little dirty and smudgy or whatever. It's a little bit more difficult to keep the glass really nice and clean of all the smudges because the water is just like so hard with all the salt and stuff, so it just like smudges really easily. Even with this microfiber cloth that I've been using, it just still is a little smudgy. I'm pretty sure it is glass. It feels like glass, and I've been using the scraper over here, and it didn't seem to be like scratching on like acrylic or anything like that. So seems to be fine. I'm pretty sure it's glass. Just got the little power head in there, and it's got plenty of water flow. And you can see I got a bunch of different shells and like pieces of barnacle in there, and just a nice little kind of archway with a big rock. I'm leaving this area up front kind of open right now. I mean, I got it semi-filled in with these little pieces and all the shells, but this area right here, I'm pretty sure you guys can see my mouse. Probably not now that I switched to the different screens, but I'm pretty sure you can see my mouse. This is where I'm going to put the Zoa rock that Gina has been saving for me for like over a year now, that I bought from one of the Aquarius auctions on Skipper's channel. Be sure to look out for those. Those should be coming back here in the next couple months. People are going to start shipping out fish again. So if you're not subscribed to Skipper's Aquariums, be sure to hop over there and give Skipper a subscription, because he hosts the Aquarius auction where all of us YouTubers that, keep our own fish and breed them and stuff, we sell them, through an auction, and he doesn't take any sort of earnings from it or anything. He just hosts it. Aquatic Moose, how you doing? Good to see you. FishFam.link, always glad that you're here. Hello, my fellow fin-loving friends. One of the best AI systems out there. Be sure to subscribe to FishFam.link as well. That is the place. That is the place to get connected to everybody in the Fish Fam here on YouTube and beyond. You can find any channel and all their connections and their stores and everything on FishFam.link as just FishFam.link on your web browser. But yeah, there's my little saltwater aquarium. It's a 14-gallon cube. At least it's labeled as a 14-gallon cube, or maybe not necessarily labeled as a 14-gallon, but it's called the Coralscape BioCube 14. So you would assume that being that it said 14, it would be 14 gallons. I was a little disappointed as I was putting it together and filled it all up that it seemed to hold closer to like 10 gallons of water versus, 12 or 13 that I would think a 14-gallon tank would hold. But that was also including the 20 pounds of substrate that I put in there, and all the rock work and stuff. So no, it's definitely more than 14 liters, because that would be like 5.6 gallons or something like that. 3.7 gallons, even less. So it's cool. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can chat and ask questions to FishFam.link, and it is like, it's a super smart AI. Matt has set up an awesome system with that. It does look really cool. But yeah, I think it is probably, if you don't include all the rock work and the substrate, that the substrate was already the Aranga Alive stuff, so it had like water and stuff in there already in the 20-pound bag. So there was, the substrate already had like pretty much a full layer of water to cover it. So that's like, what, I don't know, half a gallon to a gallon of water already, probably. So it's probably about 12 gallons of actual water in the entire system. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit smaller than what I was thinking it was going to be. I even looked up the dimensions on Google, and it said that it was like 18 inches front to back, 18 inches wide, and then like closer to like 20 inches tall. But they must have been talking about the box, because the actual tank itself is closer to like 15 to 15 and a half inches front to back, side to side, and about 18 inches taller. So when you include the lid and the light and everything that's built into it. So I was expecting it to pretty much fit perfectly front to back on the little end table that it's on, because the end table was like exactly like 18 and a half inches front to back, but it ended up having a little bit more space. And I'm just like, that's just weird. Like, why is it so much smaller than like everything says it should be? And I just wonder if maybe I accidentally looked up the BioCube 16 when I saw the dimensions, or maybe that was the dimensions of the box as to like shipping dimensions or whatever. I don't know. But sometimes I hate manufacturing and advertising and stuff like that. Like, why put 14 on the box if it's not 14 gallons? And whatever else. Yeah, advertising has all these crazy tricks. Like, one of the simplest ones is, if you put a green label on it, people automatically think it's healthy. Yeah, I agree. So the tank has actually been set up for a while. I've already put some life in there, because it's already like fully cycled and going and all that stuff. So I started with some hermit crabs and like a couple little bitty snails. That picture is not super clear for some reason. I don't know why it's not. There we go. My internet's acting a little slow right now. I might just need to reset my computer or something like that, because it's just been kind of sitting here on sleep mode for ever. I like never actually turn off my computer. So I'm going to actually do that after the stream. I'll probably restart it so that it's working nice and fast tomorrow when I want to do more online gaming. But here, I got some hermit crabs. I started with 2 scarlet reef hermit crabs, which get about 1.5 inches. And I got 4 of the blue leg hermit crabs, which get about an inch to an inch and a quarter. And I got like 1 little bitty sarin snail. So the 2 scarlet reefs were already pretty decent size. This big shell was for like 1 big blue leg, and then I got like 3 little bitty blue leg hermit crabs that were teeny tiny. I mean, the shells are, oh my gosh, they're so small. And then actually, I did remember I got 2 small snails at the beginning, and then I added them in. They're super cute. 2 little blue leg hermit crabs. I've taken so many pictures, and gosh, I've already deleted like probably 75% of the pictures that I've taken because they were just blurry or like weren't good enough, or I got a better picture later to where it's just like, well, those are basically the same picture, but this one's much better. So I just went ahead and deleted it. And it's like I don't have social media other than my YouTube channel here. So it's like I don't have anywhere to post this stuff. So it's just kind of show a couple people and keep the best pictures for myself and just kind of delete the rest. But I did save enough to show you guys some here. So yeah, there's the little blue legs. Um, this was actually, I'm gonna go ahead and play this here in a moment, but this is actually a short that I released pretty much right after I released the hermit crabs into the tank. Some of them just went right to the little shell garden that I had and started picking out some new shells. This one actually ended up switching shells and then switched back to its shell and then went back to the shell again. So I'm just like, well, I'm going to film it just in case it switches back. And I got lucky. And I ended up posting pretty much the entire video that I got as a short. The video I think was like 2 minutes and 19 seconds long for him to like actually end up switching. And I cut it down to like 2 minutes for the short. But then all of a sudden, like I remembered that I can crop and cut and all that stuff with my phone. So like I don't take enough pictures to always remember everything that I can do as far as editing. So I just kind of forgot about some stuff. Plus, I've had a lot of other things on my mind that I'll get to here in a little bit. But I got lucky and I got a video of him switching shells. So now I've cut some of the angles out. I've gotten it much closer up and I cut it down to 1 minute. So here's a hermit crab, a blue leg hermit crab, picking out a new shell. This is not sped up or anything. The video does kind of look like it's sped up because it's close up and the water flow is just kind of moving everything around a little jerky with that. And he's checking it out. Like, yep, I think this is a good one. I think I got all the extra sand out, spinning it around, but so let's go ahead and line ourselves up. And then it's just so fast. It starts pulling out right about now. It's kind of slowly creeping. 3, 2, 1. Shoot. Yeah, he's gone. It's just the coolest thing ever. I got so lucky getting that video. Um, but I just got lucky with it. And then some pictures of the scarlet reef. These guys are really cool. Red's my favorite color, so I definitely had to get some of these. I actually, a week later, I believe, I checked my water and my water was still doing pretty good. So I went ahead and bought a couple more hermit crabs. And so now in the tank, I have a total of 3 of these red scarlet reefs. I still have the same 4 blue leg hermit crabs, and I also got, I believe, 3 of the red-legged Cortez hermit crabs, which you guys will see here in a little bit. I'm going to keep going through some of these pictures. That one was still a little blurry, but I still like that one just because it's a close-up picture. And that's kind of a side angle. That one had much better focus to really like show the legs and stuff. So that's why I kept this one here, even though it's kind of a side view. And then as far as snails go, I have 4 small Sarin snails, which are the ones that have these sort of long shells that the hermit crabs are in right now. And I also got 1 black margarita snail, which is kind of like it's kind of similar to like a saltwater nerite snail, I guess. But yeah, the hermit crabs are just so cute, and it's so much fun watching them move around and do all the different things that they do. And I got these little marine, like micro pellet foods from Omega 1 that I've been throwing in there. And every time I throw food in there, all the hermit crabs just like, they just pop out of their shells and they're just like, oh, there's food in the tank. And they just start running around trying to find the little pellets and stuff. It's great. And right now I just let all the powerhead stuff run and just throw all the pellets all over, because that's how it gets to like the hermit crabs and stuff. It just gets scattered all over the place. When I add fish here in the next week or two, I might start like turning the pump off when I feed, just so that the fish can get some food first, and then turn it all back on after they grab some, so that the rest gets scattered all over for the hermit crabs and stuff. But eventually I should have enough stuff growing on the tank and all the rock work and everything itself to supplement all the hermit crabs and stuff for the most part. There's a picture of deer from my friend's yard. I was sending that to somebody, so that's in the mix, but there's some more pictures of the hermit crabs. I noticed, I think it's this hermit crab here. If you look really close on like the top of its shell, you can see these little like hairs and stuff sticking off. I've looked closely. I haven't been able to like get a picture of it because I just can't get the angle to really show it. But one of the hermit crabs, I believe it's this one, has like little bitty like micro, like almost look like little bitty tiny little anemones on it. It's got like 2 or 3 on there. And it's not Aptasia, because I know what Aptasia looks like. It's like a deep sort of like red color. Whereas I'm noticing my internet is going down. Connection is unstable. I hope I'm still coming through all right. But yeah, it's got this little bitty like filter feeding creatures on it. And they just look so cool. Get to that here in a moment. Hermit crabs. This little guy, I made sure I had to grab him because he had a little white shell, even though I know he's going to change shells as he gets bigger. But he is just so cute. My bearded dragon's doing well. I know you guys can't really see so much of the tank right now. I don't know what happened. I said I haven't live streamed in a while, but it seems like when I came in to Streamyard today with my camera, it seemed like my camera had like closer focus than normal. Like it seems to be cutting off some of my room that it normally shows. Like, so I don't know why it's at like a little bit of a zoom. But anyway, I got a couple pictures of my bearded dragon as well. But then you have more hermit crabs. That same little blue leg with the white shell. Another close up of the blue leg. It looks like this guy might have some little stuff on him too. It's cool that the shells, like, there's just so much stuff going on in saltwater that, like, there's microscopic things and things that are almost microscopic that you can just catch. There's the 3 red-legged Cortez hermit crabs, or the Mexican red leg hermit crabs that came in. These guys are really cool. I like them. They have the little reddish orange like tips on their claws and stuff. They got a bunch of little spots all over them, and then the rest of their body is just kind of this like olive drab sort of color. And so I had to get them because they just look like little army crabs. And so that just is kind of like, I got my army, I got my navy with the little blue hermit crabs, and then the red guys are like my little Marine Corps to go. No, they're not the Marine Corps, because the Marine Corps is going to be the emerald crabs that I get later on, when my tank starts going through the ugly phase of all the diatoms and stuff. Those are going to be the Marine Corps. The red-legged Cortez, I guess those are like my Air Force. I don't know. But they're bright red. I just like them because red's my favorite color. And then, when I was looking through the stuff in the Petco tank, I saw this little mystery hermit crab in the tank that had the black margarita snails. So I saw this shell. It seemed to be the best form shell for the black margarita snails. So I grabbed it and I looked, and there was a little bitty hermit crab inside instead of a snail. So this guy somehow snuck in with our black margarita snails. I have no idea what type of hermit crab this is. I think, yeah, I can zoom in. There we go. It kind of focuses a little bit. So it's mostly this kind of white color, and it has these sort of maroonish, orangish. I'm not 100% sure on the color stripes because I haven't really seen him very well. He doesn't poke out quite as much as the others. Seems to be a little fuzzy, so I was maybe thinking it was a type of fuzzy hermit crab, but Googling like marine hermit crabs, I wasn't able to get any true information on them. So if anybody knows what this guy is, please leave a comment on, the replay or whatever and let me know, because he is cool. And so I snatched him out because, well, he's not in the system or anything like that. So free hermit crab. And he's really cool. But I really want to know what he is, because while he's small enough right now, it's possible this guy might end up like outgrowing my tank. Because some of these hermit crabs, these marine ones, they can get pretty big. There's some that even get like the crabs themselves are like the size of your hand up to like there with their tail and stuff, almost like, gosh, almost the size of like a small lobster or something, plus the big conch shell that they live in. So I can't have him if he gets that big. I mean, maybe down the road I might be able to like sell him to somebody or give him to somebody else, or I might finally get that 60 breeder set up, and I could always put him in there and hope he survives when I eventually get cuttlefish, but probably not. Probably once one cuttlefish finally gets a sight of him, he's gonna be dead, but it is what it is. Let's see. Mickey's here. Hi, Dana. Perhaps it's some kind of tube worms with feather nets at the end of their bodies to catch planktons on the shell. I mean, remember such animals in my saltwater tank 20 years ago? Yeah, there are what are they called? Feather duster worms. These are let me remove that and share this. These are a larger type of like coral or whatever, but this is kind of what they looked like, just so much smaller. And it's possible that this is what they are. They're just, super duper tiny. But I guess it could also just be a type of bristle worm. This is kind of what it looks like. I don't know if that's salt. I would guess this is salt water based on the color of everything in the background. But yep, that's pretty much what it looks like. So it's probably, yeah, it's just a type of bristle worm or whatever. I don't know. Wow, look at that one. Anyway, but I got some of those on my hermit crabs. But yeah, like, why is my face like so close? And it's cutting off my light. I had to try to put it into the frame, but I couldn't quite get it into the frame. And it's cutting off like half of the bearded dragon thing. It's so weird. I tried to edit like my StreamYard settings and everything seems to be fine. So it might be something with my camera itself. Hopefully, if I reset my computer and everything, it'll fix itself for next time. Aquarium's maintained by Andy. How you doing? But let me get back to presenting this. So this guy, I want to figure out what he is. I'm not sure. There's my little army of red-legged Cortez. I thought that was a really good picture. Got a nice close-up of this guy. So he has a little red antenna, red tips on all the claws and stuff. And then, yeah, he just has spots that cover his body that match the shell that he came in. It's just awesome. He's so cool. So I almost wasn't going to get these just because they don't have as much like bright colors as the other ones. But I figured, I can get 3 of those, 3 of these, and 4 of those, and I'll have plenty of hermit crabs to clean up every little section of my tank. Because right now, are you sure that was a hermit crab? Yes. Just because of its anatomy, it's got the 2 little claws, and it's got all of its other legs, and it was living in a shell. I mean, I guess it's possible it was another type of crab that was just living like a hermit crab, but it's definitely a hermit crab. New girlfriend? Yes. So, yep. I forgot that some of those pictures were just kind of mixed in there. I should have kind of like filtered through it a little bit, but yep. Spilled the beans right there, Mickey. I have a girlfriend, and she's gorgeous. Oh my God. She is beautiful. I'm super lucky that I found her. Oh my gosh. I've just been so happy. Honestly, like I got so lucky that I found her. And she's been coming up to do karaoke with me for a while. She actually, the first time she came up to karaoke was all the way back last July, was when I first met her. She was just kind of always there. I'm not gonna get into all of our business up here on the YouTube, but I'll talk about. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Let me just break it on down for you guys here. So at first, I thought she was married, so I was like not letting myself develop any feelings. Just like keeping my distance, you know. But I thought she was cute. I definitely noticed her right away. But I thought she was married, or had a boyfriend or something like that. So I was keeping my distance. And then, like a couple months later, she came back, and I just kind of the same thing. Because my brother has recently gotten engaged, and his fiance, um, her name, my brother's fiance's, my brother Nathan, words. My brother Nathan has recently gotten engaged to his fiance, and her name is Gabrielle. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. My brother, super lucky. Um, Now, Gabby's friend was also like mutual friends, um, with Jessica, who's now my girlfriend. Jessica's brother is married to a lady named Katie, and Katie was actually the really close friend of Gabby's. And so they've just kind of all became mutual friends, and they came up for somebody's like birthday party or something like that was what it was. And so I got to meet a whole bunch of people, but honestly, it was kind of like an anxiety attack when I first met her, because here I'm coming in to do my regular karaoke, and I'm like, I'm a character of routine. Like I build my life based on patterns, because if I know what to expect or whatever, it's just a whole lot easier on me to be able to properly script myself and everything. Um, that's just part of my autism and whatever. But uh so it's just like, here I go to do my normal karaoke, where there's like my brother, maybe his fiance, girlfriend at the time, and you know, maybe a few other friends. And here I go, and there's just like this group of like 20 people that I just like don't know. So I'm just like freaking out, being very quiet that night and just kind of being awkward and stuff. But then I don't know, I might have tried to break the ice or something, and I might have bought a round of shots or something for everybody. um I don't remember if it was that night or a later night that, a lot of them came back again, and I bought shots that night and some different stuff. But we met in a very natural way. She just came up, and all of a sudden, like, she started coming to karaoke more and more periodically. And then next thing I know, she's coming every Sunday and Thursday, the same as I am. And, I kind of start talking to her a little bit, connecting with her, finding out more about her life. And I find out that, yes, she technically is married, but she's been separated from her husband for a while, and has been in the process of trying to get a divorce. Um, but he's just been, you know, a problem. And also, everything's just been taking a long time. I think she finally has her first consultation with her lawyer for the divorce on the 17th. So, gosh, that's Monday, I believe. So hopefully that goes well, and they can start getting everything processed a lot faster. Um, but yeah, like, her husband's kind of a piece of crap and a manipulator and stuff, and So he's in the loony bin right now, and so it's kind of making the divorce process a little bit easier on some sides. Um, but she also has two daughters, one of which is his, and now because of the way he's been acting and all that stuff, it's possible he might never see his daughter again. Which is not what I want. It's not what she wants. It's not what anybody wants necessarily. We, um, but that is what it is. But my time spending time with her has just been the greatest, and so she finally told me at one point, I'm just going up to get a drink, and she walks up behind me and she's like, "Hey, did your brother say anything about what I told him last week?" And I'm just like, "No, I don't really talk to my brother like that or whatever. So I don't know what you're talking." And she's like, "Oh, well, I told him that I have a crush on you." And it's just like, "Oh, really?" And totally, totally played it cool. But I was just like on the inside, Um, because talking to her has been really easy, and it seems like a lot of the stuff that she's gone through with her husband and some other stuff in the past or whatever resonates a lot with my story with my ex-fiance and some different stuff. So um it's been amazing, honestly. Like, we've now been like officially dating for like a month. Our first date was January 15th. uh and I just took her out to dinner so that we could, have a place where it was a little bit more quiet and we could actually talk. Because generally karaoke is just kind of a little loud, so it's not really the easiest to talk there. So I wanted to have a place where we could really sit and talk and go over everything, you know? Straightforward. That's exactly super straightforward. Um, Totally like took away all my anxiety as far as like making the first move, trying to not be a creep, whatever else. And, so it was great. Um, if you guys are ever, I'm just saying, find yourself a girl that is super into you, because it's just amazing. We've been dating for a month, but it just seems like it's been so much longer than that. And I still haven't met her daughters yet, but we've been talking about it a whole lot. And her youngest daughter is 5, and we believe that she's autistic as well. So I'm not going to be meeting her yet. But her oldest daughter, who luckily her oldest daughter's dad is really cool. Well, I say really cool. I haven't met him yet or whatever, but he seems to be a really good dad. They have a really good custody agreement amongst themselves, which is just it's their own personal custody agreement. She was never married to Kylie's dad, so they just agreed amongst themselves to let him have every other weekend, and then discussion as far as holidays and vacations and stuff like that. So they have a really good agreement amongst themselves. And so I'm going to actually meet Kylie on Monday. We're still debating on whether or not I might actually meet Anastasia as well. we're just not quite sure what everything is going to be like as far as what she can handle right now, because her dad just went to the loony bin and all that. All this stuff is happening pretty quickly, as far as stuff in her personal life. So we don't want to necessarily throw too much at her too quickly. But everything is going super well between me and Jess. She's the easiest person I've ever talked to. She seems to even understand what I mean when I use all the wrong words. We've just been messaging each other, text messaging and talking in person and all this, just nonstop. And it's like I'm at the point in my age, like I'm at the point in my life now, like I'm 35 years old. Like, I don't got time for bullshit. I don't got time for, just wasting time. So we both have we've gotten everything out front. We talked about all of our issues right up front. Just put it all out there. This is my biggest struggles I'm going through. This is everything else. And it's just like, I'm looking hardcore for red flags. And I'm not finding a single one. And it's pretty freaking awesome. Don't rush it, stay being yourself. Dude, that's exactly the thing is, I've never felt so comfortable being myself as I do when I'm around her. Like every relationship I've been in, it's always seemed like there's all the great things, and then there's like, the struggles. There's the things you have to work on. There's, whatever else. I've had so much anxiety with a lot of my different relationships. I don't want to touch her too much. I don't want her to think I'm only thinking about sex. I don't want to do this or, do that. I don't want to text her too much because I don't want her to think I'm too clingy. I don't want to, all these different things about rules and whatever else that I felt like I had to do. This time I'm breaking all the rules. I'm just being myself and saying everything that I have a problem with, and I'm saying everything that I think is good. And she's doing the same thing. It's just been so great. Because, like, you can't just start a relationship on one thing or another. It has to be like, you have to have good communication and honesty and attraction. And like, it's all there. She's been really open and honest with me and upfront. And I've been really open, honest, and upfront with her. And we've just been spending a lot of time together because, well, it's worked out. I really feel like she makes me feel like I'm a priority while also not making me feel like she's just completely forgetting about her kids. So it's like, I know she's a good mom, but she also just makes me feel like I'm a priority. And she makes me feel like a man. It's awesome. We agree on virtually everything politically, the way we want to do this relationship, just she was raised Catholic and is like no longer religious. I was raised Lutheran, which was like the first denomination that came from Catholic, and then just became non-religious myself. So we have like the same sort of like outlook on life, the same sort of political views, the same. We agree on everything that we are supposed to agree on, but we're very much not the same people. To where nothing has been boring. We share this excitement with each other on different things, but we're excited about our own things, and we just get to speak about our passions. But yeah, I definitely don't want to rush things. But everything has just come so naturally. It's great. It's awesome. Let me show you some pictures. So look at how freaking gorgeous she is. And look at how happy we look. And how cute we are together. Oh my God. One of the best things. And it's crazy to be like this freaking sappy, cheesy dude again. But it's like she's allowed me to become the person like I once was. I didn't always live my life so cynically and all this other stuff. I used to be, I don't know, much more hopeful and all this other stuff. And it's just been great to, honestly be myself again. One of the dates we went on, we went axe throwing. She's made picking dates so easy. I dated women that would make dating so difficult, man. And maybe I would do the same to them too, but it's just like I try to come up with ideas, and sometimes none of the ideas I have would ever be good enough to where I just keep reverting back to, well, let me pick another restaurant. Let's just go out to dinner again. But it's just like everything I come up with, she's like, yeah, let's do it. And she's even asked me out on dates. She picked a place. She picked me up. She drove me to the destination. She paid for everything. And then she drove me back to my place. And I'll leave the details out after that goes. Like, she is making every effort that I am making. And it's just so nice to be like reciprocated. And then we got this. This was taken by somebody else. I like this picture better, the one that I took. And we got super lucky. We both threw bullseyes. So I'm like, we got to take a picture. And this place, top-notch axe throwing. It was awesome. We started by throwing axes. And then after about 45 minutes or so, they brought out throwing stars and throwing cards. And that was so much fun. Like throwing stars. Because the axes, you can only throw one axe at a time. And it's just kind of a slower, like over the head, throw the axe sort of thing. Whereas, like with the cards and the throwing stars, you have four of them, and there's no rule about, how many you can throw at the target at once because they're much smaller. You're not going to get like a bunch of shrapnel throwing. It's not as dangerous. So I'm sitting there like, it was so much fun. And the whole reason we even went axe throwing was because the first time she came over to my house to just hang out, we watched 21 Jump Street, and there was one scene where they were like throwing stars or whatever. And she mentioned how, it'd be so much fun to throw throwing stars. I'm like, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? And so I immediately looked up an axe throwing place, and top notch, they had all the other stuff too. So I'm just like, we're going to do it. And they have throwing stars and stuff too. So I made sure she got the throwing stars first, and I took the cards. And yeah, we just had so much fun. And they brought out like a sheet of like different games and stuff we could play. And then later they brought out little balloons so we could start putting the balloons on the target and try to hit the balloons. And man, we had so much fun. Yeah. Be happy and let time roll on. Time will tell. Great to see you so happy. I am so happy. I have not genuinely smiled every single day for life. Every single day since like January 13th, I have just been smiling my ass off. It's been great. It's been so awesome. And what's cool too, like I don't believe in the zodiac or whatever, but I just kind of bring it up sometimes because there are people that believe in that sort of thing. And I think to a point, when you're born in the year does make a difference. Like I think generally, people that are born in like spring and summer are a little bit more on the outgoing side or whatever because like, well, they get their birthday parties outside when the weather's all nice and things like that. Whereas, I myself, I was born in November. So I think people in November and fall and winter can probably be more on the introverted side because, well, our birthday parties and stuff weren't pool parties. It was, well, at least mine. My birthday parties were a lot smaller. The one birthday party that I had that was bigger, we went paintballing, and that was a lot of fun. But I mean, there's obviously going to be differences on when you're born in the year and stuff like that. But I don't think it has to do with magnetic fields and when the stars are aligned and what Jupiter is in front of and whatever else. But nonsense aside or whatever, I'm Scorpio. She's a Leo. She's born in July. I'm born in November. She's born at end of July. I had my roommate that was in Iraq and my best friend and my roommate here back at home for so many years and so many different times. Roman is a Leo. Now he's born in August. beginning, middle of August. So he's a different type of Leo than she is, but he's still a Leo. So it's been great. Everything has just been so smooth and so awesome. Honestly, I've been dating her for a month, and this has just been the best relationship in my entire life. Everything comes so easy, and it's like that's how it's supposed to be. Relationships aren't supposed to be hard. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to change yourself to fit a relationship. You're supposed to be able to be yourself, your true, authentic self. But the greatest thing ever has just been staring into her eyes. I can look into her eyes forever. Does she have any animals? Yes, she does. She has 2 cats, and that's all right now. Um, and the keyword is right now. Her oldest daughter, Kylie, that I'm super excited to meet. Seems like she's very much like me on some different standpoints. Kylie loves animals. Kylie is very interested in having a pet python. And so I've been slowly convincing Jess as well to get a python. So one of the dates that I have scheduled already is in April. At the beginning of April, Jess and her 2 daughters, we're going to go to the reptile expo that comes around here in St. Louis all the time. And we're going to show her daughters all the snakes and all the different stuff. It's going to be so much fun. And Kylie has no idea how much Jess has actually been considering getting a python. Because Jess is scared of snakes. But I've been warming her up to them. I've been showing her how cute pythons actually are. And how chill they are and whatever else. So, I mean, if I need to, I might always just take the python myself and just, raise it and have it for. I don't know. Anyway, whether she comes home with the python or not, I might come home with another animal from that expo just because that's just what I do. I collect animals. I'm ridiculous. I need to stop. Um, but while she only has 2 cats, she loves hearing me talk about all my animals. And I've shown her my animals and stuff. But she's freaked out by snakes and spiders and birds. And of course, I don't have any snakes, but I have a spider and I have birds. So that's been just kind of funny. But there's us in karaoke. God, she's just so gorgeous. But yeah, things have just been going super well. So that's why I haven't been live streaming a whole lot recently. There's multiple reasons, but Skipper, what's up? I kind of forgot to say hi to you. Sorry. But I was talking about you earlier, Skipper, about the how you host the Aquarist auction. Yeah, both being happy is the way to go. Yeah. Mm. These have just been really, really nice. But yeah, so I've been working lots of Saturday nights, and then, she works during the week, and she only has Saturdays and Sundays off. Um, so there's been a couple Saturday nights now, I think two of them, that instead of doing a live stream, I took her out instead. I hope you guys will forgive me. But I've been posting some shorts. I've been trying to keep you guys updated with my saltwater fish tank. But now I've updated you guys fully on everything and talked about it and talked about my relationship and all that. So things have been going really well for me this year. I have been thoroughly enjoying 2025. I hope all you guys have as well. Um, okay, you were forgiven. But yeah, I've missed you guys. I was glad I was actually able to live stream tonight. And yeah, there's been some nights throughout the week and stuff that I could have possibly live streamed. But I don't know. I didn't just want to pop up and have just a random live stream and all that. I wanted to kind of wait a while and then have this live stream that I have right now and just spill all the beans to you guys. Which also, I've surpassed 700 subscribers now. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that a lot. I think I'm at, what is it, like 713 now, which is awesome. Slowly growing, just like 716 subscribers. 16. Just been slowly growing like always, which I'm fine with. One of these days, I might actually become monetized. If I never do, it's okay. I'm telling you guys, if I ever eventually hit 1,000 subscribers, like, it's gonna be a big party, big giveaways, all that stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, so I'm getting New Fish Tuesday, things like normal, Killifish exhibition coming. That's awesome. I'm gonna be getting some new fish soon for my saltwater tank. So that's the next step for my saltwater tank, is to actually get fish. So what I'm going to be stocking my tank with, I'm going to be, of course, getting the fairy basslet, also called the Royal Grandma, the classic saltwater nano fish that everybody wants. It's apparently one of the most popular saltwater fish when it comes to aquarists. And I just love them. You don't get purple like that in freshwater. It's just such a gorgeous color. Very simple patterns and all that, but just such a gorgeous fish. Just looks like a little micro cichlid. I love them. Super gorgeous. And they're super friendly and all that too. So I'll be getting one of those guys for my tank. And then I'll be also getting some black ocellaris clownfish. I'm going to get a pair of clownfish. And I'll be getting an anemone for the guys, of course, as well. Now, I got a couple of you guys here in chat. I'm going to ask you guys what your opinions are. I think I've already made up my mind. And I asked my girlfriend her opinion, and I asked Gina her opinion. My girlfriend was actually the tiebreaker between me and Gina. So I think I've already decided what I'm going to do, even though I talked to Gina about it today, and she gave me a little bit more advice just because of her experience with saltwater. But some of you guys might have some experience too. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you in chat. And in fact, I think I can do it on the YouTube side. So I'm going to go ahead and open my YouTube here. Let's see. I'm going to create a poll. Which fish should I get first? Clowns or grandma? Boom. All right. So go ahead and put your vote in if you want. And we will do that. Aggressive if having several, one is enough, and clowns are always fun. Yeah, apparently the basslets can get a little bit of conspecific aggression. They'll have their own territories and hiding place and stuff like that, but they're really not aggressive towards any other fish, unless there's maybe a battle for a hiding spot. The clownfish, their territory is about the size of a basketball, which is pretty much the entire area of my fish tank. A pair of clowns can be pretty aggressive of their territory. But Gina also told me today that while that is true, being that I don't have an anemone in there currently, the clownfish might not be as aggressive of their territory because they don't have an anemone to defend. So there wouldn't necessarily be anything wrong with me getting the clowns first versus the grandma. She made the point that one grandma beating up on two clownfish when they're introduced wouldn't necessarily be as big of an issue as two clownfish beating up on one royal grandma that is introduced, which is a very good point. But another point that I have is we still have 2 weeks left-ish of February. And all of this month at Petco, where I work, and I already get a big discount, clownfish are all 25% off. That's the only saltwater fish that's on sale right now is clownfish. So it's like, do I go ahead and just take the chance at the two fish going after the basslet and just go ahead and get the clowns first since they're on sale? Or do I potentially go the safer route and just go ahead and get the basslet first and then introduce the clownfish and go ahead and just spend the extra money that I have to on the clownfish? Honestly, the money is not the biggest issue. I'm doing fine financially, and it's saltwater. I'm going to spend money on it anyway. Okay, but be ready to evacuate any of them no matter what way you go. Yeah, and see, that's the problem. I don't have a saltwater quarantine tank. I don't have any sort of quarantine tank. A saltwater quarantine tank, you can't really just set that up. You really need that just running constantly. Um, Fish are saltwater, all marine life is non refundable at Petco. So if I put them in there and they're just immediately just like holding him up in the corner of the tank and he just seems super stressed out, there's really nothing I can do. So I'm just a little bit nervous about this whole thing because I don't want to add all 3 fish at once. That just seems like a little bit of overkill in such a small tank. Because they're all already, about 2 inches, an inch and a half at least. The clowns are still small for, clownfish because they get about at least 3, they get about 3 inches, and the royal grandma gets about 3 inches as well. So I'm not going to be getting any more fish in there other than those 3, other than maybe I want to get a barnacle blenny because they're super cute and they stay super small. So that won't be much of a change as on the bio load on that tank. So I'm not going to be getting any more than like 4 fish in the tank. But I don't want to throw them all in there at once. I started with so many hermit crabs. I gave the tank a week. I did a water change. I went and got some more hermit crabs and some more snails. And I've let the tank go for almost another week now. Come Monday, it'll be another week since I did a water change. And Monday, I'm going to do another big water test on everything, see how everything is doing as far as all my parameters, phosphates, hardness, all that stuff, and see what's going on. If it's about the same as it was a week ago before I did my last water change, then I'm going to go ahead and get some fish. Perhaps only do one type of fish. It's a small tank after all. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I want to do more than just one fish. I'm going to keep up with my water changes and all that stuff. And I do plan to fully deck it out with corals and some macroalgae and all that to help with nutrient levels and all that too. So, oh, we'll see. I might change my mind on it. But I definitely want to do a pair of clownfish just because that's just a simple start. And I want an anemone. And I just want that tank to just look like a little miniature reef, a little nano reef. It's going to be great. But I also really, really want a royal grandma. That is like my favorite saltwater fish, aside from like, cuttlefish and all that stuff. But I don't want to necessarily just set up a whole nother tank for that. And a barnacle blenny would, not be any sort of issue anyway. It's just a little bitty fish that lives in a little small crevice or a barnacle or a hole in the rocks or whatever. So there shouldn't be any issue with that. I don't think it's too much to ask for, honestly. I could share a short video and get some advice. But, Gina doesn't seem like she's concerned about the amount of fish and stuff that I've been talking about. So I'm not sure. But everybody says clowns 100%. Only 2 votes, but still, everybody says clowns. So that's probably what I'll do. I was thinking clowns first. Because clowns are the fish that I was really thinking about when I got this tank in the first place. I just also want to it's like, well, since I got a saltwater tank, let me go ahead and throw a couple other things in there too. And I want a fully active, fully rounded reef in this tank. This is my first true experiment with saltwater. And I want to go all out in this little tank. In fact, one of the things that I forgot to mention earlier was amongst all the animals and stuff that I found, and that mystery hermit crab that came in as a little mystery free grab for my tank, there's also a teeny tiny piece of what I believe is actually dragon's breath macroalgae that I found. And yeah, based off the pictures that I've seen, that's what it looks like. Wow, my face is right up against. So I found a little piece of this that came in with some snails or something. It's just a tiny little piece. So I wedged it into one of the little cracks in a barnacle in my tank. And we'll see how that does. So far, I haven't noticed any new growth on it, but that's fine. I still have only been using the predominantly white light on the tank. And I'm starting to see some other algae and stuff start to grow now. Caleb Shirley. How's it going, Caleb? Or only do shrimps? Yeah, not doing shrimps. I have plenty of the hermit crabs and stuff in there as my cleanup crew and all that. Gonna get some emerald crabs as a little bit more cleanup crew, and I might get 1 or 2 more snails. I'm not sure. We'll see how all the snails keep doing. Because I think 1 black margarita snail is really all I need. He's been covering the tank pretty good. And then the 4 small sarin snails, those guys should do pretty good once they get bigger and all that too as well. Those guys, they go through the substrate. They also go on the glass and all those rocks. So those are very good snails to have if you're going to have salt water. And they don't get too big. And apparently they'll breed in the tank, but they don't breed excessively. So that's good. And so should have plenty of snails and cleanup crew. It's just to get a couple fish now. And then once everything is stabilized with that, then I can start getting some corals. some macroalgae. I'm so excited. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If I'm only doing shrimps, then I might as well do a freshwater tank. Yeah. Though I have also thought about I might get one shrimp too. I'm not sure if I want to get a fire shrimp or just one of those standard like cleaner shrimp or like a couple peppermint shrimp. I don't know. We do have a fire shrimp at Petco right now, and he's looking pretty hot. Fire shrimp are awesome. I believe, a fire shrimp is like literally my favorite color. It's like a deep but bright red. So I might get one of these guys. Because look at that. Such a gorgeous color. And then the white spots with the tentacles and stuff. The high contrast just makes them look super gorgeous. So I might get one of those too. I don't know. We'll see. Seahorse in a macroalgae tank. Seahorses would be good, but that tank is not set up for seahorses at all. I got way too much water flow and stuff going on, and that's the way I plan to keep it. Honestly, I'm not super interested in seahorses. Seahorses are cool. I love them. It'd be cool to watch them like give birth and all that stuff, and then be able to like sell seahorses and stuff. It'd be cool, but seahorses aren't the greatest swimmers. You really got to set up a whole specialized tank for them, and I don't know. I'm just not super interested in keeping seahorses. Maybe sometime down the road I might change my mind. I don't know. Fire shrimp are stunning. Stunning. Yeah. But right now, like I already have enough hermit crabs and stuff in there to where no matter where you look in the tank, there's something there making a little bit of movement. And that's just what's so cool about saltwater reefs too, is there's just so much life in there. Just so many little things and big things and whatever else. It's gonna be great. I've just had so much fun staring at it already. It's just such a great tank. And I thought about like having it as a secondary video, but my phone didn't have enough battery life to keep it going the entire stream. Because I've been using my phone enough today already. And also its location, it would be hard to get a good angle on the camera with like a tripod and stuff, because it would have to be like halfway on a lazy boy chair. And I just have a feeling my cat would jump on the chair and try to mess with it and probably just knock the camera down by the chair rocking back and forth or whatever. So not doing that. A small goby pair would be cool too. Yeah, I thought about doing the Watchman goby pistol shrimp thing. But that doesn't interest me as much as starting with a pair of clownfish. So that's what I'm going to do. clownfish and an anemone and some corals and 1 or 2 macroalgae. I already got dragon's breath, so if that does well, then the only other one I want to maybe buy is blue hypnea, if I can find that. Because that's a really nice blue. I'm trying to fill the tank up with every color in the rainbow. So there's already red and blue and some purple in the tank because of the rocks and whatever else. But yeah, I want that bright purple and yellow from the Royal Grandma. I'm not doing orange clownfish. I'm doing black clownfish just because I want to be a little bit different than the standard orange clownfish. Though with the black background, orange might stand out better. And just, I might change my mind and just do standard orange clownfish. I don't know. I'll have to decide that for sure. I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to make that decision. I mean, I should have enough other stuff in the tank that the background shouldn't hide the fish so much. Because you shouldn't even really see the background so much. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. The walking fish, are you talking about like the mandarin gobies and stuff, or the fish that actually go on land, like the mud skippers? But yeah, gobies are the fish that I normally think of that just kind of walk instead of like swim. But there's mandarin gobies, there's scooter blennies, and different stuff. Those guys are really cool. I think I could do like 1 mandarin goby in a nano. That's a 2.5 gallon? Wow. That's what it's labeled as. There's a little mandarin goby in there and some corals and stuff. That looks pretty good. Or some corals and some macro algae, it looks like. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's only a 2.5 gallon. I would not. Where's the filtration on that? Where's like the inlet and the outlet? Gosh, that just seems so against everything that I've ever been told about saltwater. Yeah, the psychedelic mandarin goby. Yeah. There's so many different choices out there. But I decided on clowns, a Royal Grandma, and a barnacle blenny. Those are the 4 little fish I want. The barnacle blennies actually have some really nice color too. Or they can. There's some different ones, but I love these guys. They're just so cute and derpy. had some. Breeding male. Wow, nice. Yeah, they're just super cute. I love them. There's a feather-eyed barnacle blenny. Ooh. Yeah, they're so cute. So that's what I want to do. There's so many fun ones. So, saltwater is just, it's a whole new world, man. There's like aliens living in our ocean. It's crazy. Of course, I say that, and it's because a lot of the sci-fi alien life that we've seen have been based off of ocean life or insects. It's always interesting that whenever we create alien life for movies and things, we always kind of base it like in our own image, or like images of, I said, bugs, insects, or aquatic ocean creatures and stuff. But like, who's to say that alien life would be anything like our understanding of life on Earth? Like, if there was a planet that instead of had running water, it had running like methane rivers, life on that planet, if life was possible, would be totally different than life on Earth. So, mm, mm. Yeah, we recreate animals we often fear as like mythical creatures. Yeah. Or we turn animals that we don't fear into creatures that we do fear through mythical beings or whatever, you know? Mm, like the basilisk. What's scarier than a normal snake? A giant snake that turns you into stone if you look at it because you can't run away. Like, yeah. Got about 20 minutes left. Um, I've pretty much gone over everything I needed to go over. I'm not sure if you're saying all fish can look scary if you ask me, or if you're saying AI fish can look scary if you ask me. Because if you're saying AI everything looks scary if you start looking at all the details and stuff. Animals that have multiple sections of teeth, or people that have 7 fingers instead of 5, and whatever else. AI images are terrifying. Yeah, AI. Okay. A capital I and a capital, or a capital I and a lowercase L look exactly the same with the um, font that I have on my computer. So I wasn't sure if you just missed an L or if it was a capital I. I wish I could change that font to something that was a little bit more every single letter looked different. Because it's stuff like this that makes people with dyslexia struggle even more. When a G is the same exact shape as an O, and an L is the same exact shape as an I, and all these other things, it makes it so easy to confuse letters. Whereas if you kind of block them out a little bit, those extra details like the line above and below on a capital I, or the little curve at the bottom of a lowercase l, like, it makes a big difference to people with dyslexia or, whatever else. Like, I don't have dyslexia. I just have hyperfixated pattern recognition. So I immediately just notice things that look similar and look different or whatever. So those pictures that they show on like Facebook or whatever, where it's like it's a whole bunch of sixes, just 66666, constantly repeating a whole grid matrix of sixes, and somewhere in the middle of the sixes there's a 9. Like, that 9 just pops out like almost instantly to my eyes. I don't even really have to look for it. It just pops out. And so I imagine dyslexia is like the opposite of that. Yeah, been in that situation with spelling programs not making sense every time. Yeah. And it's like I shouldn't have to confuse a capital I with a lowercase l. Shouldn't have to confuse that. English is confusing. So I'm going to do some thinking over the next couple weeks as my schedule starts getting more and figure out exactly what day I want to do my live streams and what time. And I'm going to make some edits and some changes to stuff. But yeah, even though Gina wasn't here tonight because she had to close, sadly, I think this is going to be the last episode of Fish and Friends. So I'm sad to see it go. It was definitely a lot of fun. I really enjoyed having Gina as a co-host. And of course, anytime I'm having a live stream, if Gina's available and she wants to pop up, she's always welcome to. But maybe I'll start doing that again. Oh, that's just the angle of it. It looks like I had some weird orange stain on the side of my lip, but that's just the color of the image and stuff. But yeah, I might start doing some more like panel type live streams again. Make things a little less organized and a little less structured. Just have more fun again. Do some pop-up live streams. Do some different stuff, I think I might start doing that again. I'll have to make a new intro The outro I have is fine. Though I've had that outro for a while now. I might make an updated one. Yeah. I haven't done that in a while. I have this next coming Monday off. I won't be doing anything until later into the late afternoon, early evening when my girlfriend gets off work. That's when I'll either be going out for coffee or maybe doing something else to go meet her oldest daughter. I'm really excited for that because, well, that's when a little bit of reality is going to set in. You know, the fact that, she actually has kids. And, I'm not worried. I don't think that Kylie is going to not like me. Because, I mean, obviously she's going to see how happy I make her mom. And we already have so many different things to connect on. Both animals, and she does choir and stuff too. So she loves singing. So I'm not worried about my ability to connect with her older daughter. I'm honestly excited about it. So we'll see what happens with that. Short live ones from expos are fun to watch, and shorts from gardens or zoos. Yeah. I probably won't do a live stream from the expo that I'm going to in April, just because I'll have my girlfriend and her two daughters with me. If I feel comfortable enough with it or whatever, I might do a short one, but probably not. I'll probably just take a bunch of pictures and do a live stream afterwards and tell you guys about it then. And share all the pictures of the cool animals and whatever else. Maybe a couple short videos of some stuff. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Just so that I'm not like taking myself away from, the date and all that. And then also, I don't want to, I don't know, potentially make any of them uncomfortable, like being on my YouTube channel or something. Yeah, just don't want to have to worry about it. We'll see how things are going then, because that's still like 2 months away. So, music and animals, two of the best things in life. Exactly. So, I'm super excited about meeting Kylie. And then Anastasia, like I said, she just got tested for autism and stuff and had a bunch of different results come back. They don't think that she is impaired, like has significant enough problems to where she needs any sort of medication or like special schooling or anything like that. And she's also pretty good on the social interaction already. So that's good. But that doesn't deny some of the struggles that she does have. And so I should be able to connect with her on some of those levels. And so I'm excited to meet her too. It's gonna be pretty awesome. But But yeah, I think I'll probably be doing my regular live streams on Wednesday nights. Though it's also possible. I'm not 100%. I don't remember exactly what day Gina does her live stream on, but I might also switch to Tuesday nights. Just because since I'm off on Wednesday, if the stream is going really well and I just want to have a really long live stream with a panel or whatever, like I can keep going super late and not have to worry about having to wake up early for work the next day. Whereas on Thursday, generally, I'm gonna be waking up early for truck on Thursday morning and have to be at work at 6 a.m. So streaming until 10 p.m. isn't the worst, or maybe switching it to 9 p.m. ending at 9, I could always do that too. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to figure out exactly where I want to switch my live streams to. And you guys will see when that happens. You'll get your notifications. And who knows, maybe switching days will help bring some of my viewers back. Maybe it'll start sending out notifications again because it's no longer on a Saturday night like regular. Maybe some people that have been missing me on Saturday nights because they've been doing other stuff will be able to catch me on whatever other night that I'm on. Who knows? I'm excited to see what the future will bring. And I'm not always like that. It's good to be excited about the future. Dang it, I wish I could end it on that line. Which, I mean, I guess I could. I could cut the stream a couple minutes early. But my OCD and need for structure makes me want to stay all the way until 10 p.m. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep blabbing on for another few minutes here. I'd love to see shorts from St. Louis or cool places, you know. Yeah, I can do that. Not everything I do has to be related to animals and fish and stuff. I think walking vids from cities get good viewing numbers on YouTube. Might bring in new people. Yeah, I don't really do a whole lot of walking. But, you know, as I'm going out and exploring more while I'm dating and stuff, I'm sure you guys will see some more things coming around. So, you know, if you're interested, stay posted. I'll try to keep you posted on everything that's going on. But like I said at the beginning of this live stream too, I don't really do this for the views. I don't do this to be monetized. I don't do this really for you guys. I do it for me. I do it as like a virtual diary to myself, to my future, and whatever. So, if you guys want to be part of the journey, that's awesome. But whether I'm streaming to 2 people or streaming to 200 people, it's not going to change the way that I run my channel. It'd be nice to be monetized at some point. Just because of some of the extra benefits that come with it. Not the money, because I'm definitely not going to make a living off of YouTube. But just the memberships are fun. And the custom emojis are kind of fun. And member videos and whatever else, kind of cool. So, yeah, it would be fun to have that. But it'd just be fun. There's no need for it. I'm not fighting for 1,000. The race to 1K. That was never why I created a YouTube in the first place. There was some point that I was kind of trying to fight for it. Fell into the YouTuber realm, you know. But it didn't last very long. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't get the feedback I was looking for. So you made me happy tonight, Danny. Got happy to see you happy. Well, thank you, Mickey. I'm glad I could make you happy. That's what I really love to do, is make people happy. Thought I saw something in the camera. Anyway. I'm also thinking of ideas where to go with the hobby. Yeah. As you can see, a lot of the stuff with the hobby just really, I got bored with it. But I'm not so bored with the saltwater stuff right now. It's really cool. And it's not as scary as people like to make it seem. I mean, I haven't had any serious problems yet. I don't know what I'm going to do if the power goes out. Because there's no power. That's the only issue I can foresee potentially with, like, slightly overstocking this little tank, is that, yeah, if the power goes out or something, like, it can crash really fast. So that's the only thing that kind of scares me. Hopefully I just don't lose power. Maybe I guess if I had to, I could get a battery powered air stone, or a little battery powered air pump. I have the other stuff I would need for that already. That would at least be something. Perhaps start your own weekly, monthly event together with others. That's what I'm thinking of. Events, small ones, 15 to 30 people, and stream. Yeah. I don't even know 15 to 30 people. I do, but yeah. There's lots of different ideas out there. But anyway, guys, that's 2 hours. It's been great hanging out with you. And for those watching the replay, thanks for hanging out the entire time with the replay too. Yeah. Lots of cool things ahead, and they're coming this year. That's for sure. Every ending is a new beginning. So this is the end of Fishing Friends. But it's not the end of Fish and Friends. So you guys have a great one now. I will see you when I see you. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. So long. Thanks for the